Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 1. We're back with The Mandalorian, that's so great, even if you know it. I think if you watched the other Star Wars shows and just if you're paying attention to what is said, you know, around The Mandalorian, and maybe if you watch the trailer, you know, for this Season 3, which is not my case because you know that I avoid the spoilers and stuff like that like hell, so I didn't watch it. But I think that you know that we had stuff about The Mandalorian since the last season, the season 2, the end of the season 2. Like, if you are expecting to begin this season 3, like it was just after the end of the season 2, no, it's not gonna be the case. We know it, we saw it. The Book of Bobba Fett, we had 2 or 3 entire episodes only about the Mandalorian. In fact, you know that it was a big issue with the Book of Bobba Fett. The fact that the best episodes of the Book of Boba Fett, it was the ones which were not about Boba Fett, in which he didn't intervene, we didn't hear any sound of his voice, so clearly that was a big issue for the Book of Boba Fett, but for the Mandalorian, it can be also an issue if you think that some fans, they didn't watch the Book of Boba Fett and they're gonna begin the Mandalorian being like, what? We didn't leave the characters like that, not at all. Like into the Book of Boba Fett, Grogu made his choice, we had all of the training also with Luke, we had stuff about Mando, also stuff about his personal story, so really, the beginning of this season 3, I hope for these fans who loved The Mandalorian but who didn't have the time maybe to watch the Book of Boba Fett, or maybe just who didn't want to watch it, or maybe just who gave up on it like a lot of fans did after the first episodes, which were not that good. I really hope that at the beginning of this season 3 they're gonna make a quick recap, you know, for all of these people, because if not, the gap between the end of the season 2 and the beginning of the season 3 is gonna be big and a little illogical, you know, for these people, these fans. And again, I'm not sure that it was a good idea, you know, to make stuff like that. I'm saying again because I said it, you know, in my reviews about the Book of Boba Fett. The fact that they made the Book of Boba Fett not saying that it's a spin-off, not saying that it was necessary to watch it for The Mandalorian. So it means that they're expecting people who are watching Star Wars shows to watch all of the Star Wars shows. I'm not sure that it was a clever idea, but we'll see. We'll see what they're gonna do at the beginning of this season 3. I'm really excited to be back with these characters. I want to have news about them. I want to see what they're gonna do around Mando, because if the last episodes, even the ones into the Book of Boba Fett, were mostly about Grogu, now we're beginning the season 3, I'm beginning to expect a lot more about Mando, about his background, you know, about his story, the real deal around him, around his planet, around all of that. Now that he revealed a lot more about himself, including his face to Grogu himself, now that we had a little more about him involving himself, I want for this season 3 to be really the one for Mando to choose a path, to really do something for himself, to, in a way, you know, to hear the call. I don't know how to say it in another way, but with all of that thing about the face, about the way and all of that, maybe it's now the time for Mando to take his way, to choose his path, to hear the call, you know, to do something. I have to be totally honest with you guys, I'm really excited to discover this new episode, to be back with The Mandalorian, but me, myself, into my personal life, my mood today and my mood since some days, it's really like that, you know, into my professional life, into my personal life. I'm a little like that, like really, I'm watching other shows, you know, and I'm not reacting to them, I'm watching other shows on my own, and I think that I did not watch any episode of these shows without crying, and it's a little... it's a little weird, and it's a little not logical, and it's a little too much even for me when you know that these shows, like the last one that I watched, it was Physical 100, it was, I think in English, the name of it, you know, like really not the kind of show that you're supposed to watch and cry. And me, each episode, I cried. Like really, I was like, oh, they tried so much and now losing. I know the feeling. Like really, I was like that. So, and see, I'm saying that and I'm beginning to have tears. So really, my nerves, they are right there. They are in my tears and they are right there, like they are ready to come. Each time, at each moment of my days, since days now. So I prefer to warn you, you know, during this intro, because again, I think that to tell you the mood that I have during these intros, it's to be honest with you, to again remind you that I'm not a robot and that reactors are not robots, and that it's a lie, you know, for reactors to say that we're beginning each videos being into whoa, an excited mood, or just a neutral mood, like nothing is happening into our lives and all. That's a lie, and for me it's important to say it, to verbalize it. One, you know, to tell you that it's okay sometimes to not be into a good mood. It's okay, you know, it's happening to everyone, and you know, we have to normalize that also, to not be always like that. And also, second, because I think that it's important, because for sure it's gonna impact my way to watch the show, this episode in particular. Like, I'm excited to be back, I think that I'm gonna be just like that, but with that kind of mood, I think also that one emotional scene and I'm gonna cry like hell. And for sure, you, without knowing that I'm not into a good mood, I'm into an emotional mood, I can cry really easily, you're not gonna understand, and you're gonna be like, that girl, really? She's too much. Yes, today I know that I can be too much. Today I know that my nerves are really just right there, you know, like so it can happen. Just to warn you, that's a fair warning. I'm so excited to see Grogu again. It's gonna be so cute. Again, for Mando, I have big expectations for this new season. I'm a little like that, you know, about the beginning really of this episode, about what they're gonna do to make the transition between the end of the season 2 and the beginning of the season 3, knowing that we had 3 entire episodes about them into another show, and which were really important, in which a lot of big things happened, like Grogu coming back, you know, Grogu choosing Mando. So that's gonna be a big deal. So that's it, you know? That's a mix of different emotions to begin this new episode. But I'm mostly excited, you know, for sure. I want to discover what they prepared for this season and how it's gonna be. And yes, I'm just excited to be back, you know. Fair reminder also, if you didn't watch my reaction videos to The Mandalorian and also to the Book of Bobba Fett, to Andor and stuff like that, and also Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm a fan of Star Wars, meaning that I watched all of the movies and all of the shows so far, except for... oh, I can't remember his name. The animated one. The Clone Wars. It's the only one that I didn't watch. I didn't watch them again and again and again and again, so I'm not a pro, you know, of Star Wars, so I'm not an hardcore fan. Hardcore fans, they're gonna remember everything, everyone, every actions, every little details. Me, I remember the big facts, you know, the big events, and I consider myself a fan because I watched everything, and also because I love this universe, and I'm glad, you know, when I'm back. So I'm an enthusiast fan, but I'm not an hardcore fan or stuff like that. That's also a fair reminder for you for this episode. Okay, I'm gonna stop this intro right there. Remember that if you want to have my Patreon, on which for The Mandalorian you're gonna have these videos, these reaction videos, one day sooner each time, and with an extended or full reaction part. It's short episodes, you know, sometimes, so maybe I'm gonna put some full reaction parts for this season. And no matter what, you know, for big episodes, I'm putting the full reaction part, like the last episode of the season 2, for sure, I put the full reaction part. I'm putting the full reaction part when I don't know how to cut into it, when I want to share everything with you guys, all of my reactions, all of my thoughts and all. So if you can be interested to have, no matter what, these longer reaction parts and to have them in advance and also to support me, also maybe, it could be appreciated, like really, during these last times, like, it could be appreciated if you can, like really, if you can. Don't put yourself, you know, into difficulties or anything like that. If you can, it would be appreciated. If not, that's okay. You can support me right now on YouTube by liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, that kind of stuff. And it's gonna be also great at some point for YouTube. For me, it's always great. For YouTube, like, each time I'm like, maybe at some point they're gonna consider me, they're gonna respect me. What? See? That kind of mood. Today it's that kind of mood. Okay, let's go for this episode. It's the only recap that we're gonna have. If you didn't watch the Book of Bobba Fett, you're gonna be lost. You only need to watch the 3 last episodes. Don't bother about the first ones.
This is the way. From this moment on, I shall never remove my helmet.
From this moment on, I shall never...
At least to cut. Who chose that place, you know, for this ceremony? I forgot that with Disney we have an issue with the mix of the sounds. Each time, each shows. You? Thank you. Thank you. It's too easy for you. You're cheating. You have the right to cheat. When you're that cute, you have the right.
You are no longer Mandalorian. Redemption is no longer possible. It's the destruction of our homeworld.
But what if the minds of Mandalore still exist?
All was destroyed in the purge.
Ah, you're so cute. I miss you.
This relic only proves that Mandalore's entire surface has been crystallized by fusion rays.
But the traveler was able to retrieve this. So perhaps it is not poisoned.
It's really like ping, pong, ping.
But I, in my creed, the decree of exile will be lifted and I will be redeemed.
What do you say?
This is the way.
Okay. She just dared you, you know, to do it.
And I will see you again.
Welcome to Navarro, independent trade anchor and outer rim hyperlink port. Please state the purpose of your visit.
Here to meet an old friend.
I was gonna say it.
Join the forces of Bobba Captains will soak in the geothermal springs.
A lot has changed around here.
A statue for this
You remember your
hero?
old friend?
Mando!
Ah! What about the little thing? Really? You have a droid just because you have a cape?
Let's catch up on old times. So good to see you.
Look!
They look like the same.
He has a...
We've
two not there for that.
You can set him down and hang up your blaster.
Grogu.
Come again?
His name is Grogu.
If you say so.
Nah, you all need to learn his name. Stop with Baby Yoda and stuff like that.
I thought you had completed your mission, but you're still running around here with the same little critter.
I completed my quest. He returned to me. I
He chose you.
my helmet, and now I'm an apostate.
You and your stomach.
But here, you be landed gentry.
Grief! Haga, my old friend! I knew you wouldn't insult us.
Come. Join me for a drink back in my office. We'll toast to your captain.
We drink here. His school.
You want to cause some trouble?
Us.
Come on! So Mandalorian is definitely a Western Star Wars show. Get out of my town! Good boy, Mando.
No.
Now letting you alive just so you can spread the message. No, 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 no! Good job.
I think he defaulted to his old programming.
You think?
Poor Grogu.
Fortunately, Navarro has attracted the best droid smiths of the Outer Rim.
Always fun to have little creatures speaking in a language that we can't understand.
It's no good, I need this one. This one is my friend.
They're not friends anymore.
He said they don't make them anymore. They're very hard to find.
I got it.
Find it right. Then one would do.
Can you fix it without the memory circuit?
Yes, but I
Mando, you're really not the kind of guy who is giving up on his friends.
To get a new part, he says he can fix it.
For once, he's bigger than someone else, so how come he wants an egg?
This here is your hyperspace map. Determine your range by looking at your fuel gauge. Is your enemy proximity warning indicator?
It's an issue.
Hang on, Steve, we got pirates.
After him!
Really, you know, so far this episode it's really like, okay, we're gonna give you every Star Wars scene. A fight with a creature, a fight between two guys, and a ship fight. Is it really justified each time? Like the first scene, in fact, the purpose of it, not that much, and this one, you're good, we know it.
Bring the Mandalorian to you, Captain.
Oof. Okay. Okay. Time to...
Stop where you are, Mandalorian. You're outgunned.
I have a quarrel with you, Gordon Shard.
What a kind sentiment from a man who just destroyed 4 of my fighters.
Because you sent them after him, you're ugly.
Kid, never trust a pirate.
Lesson number 15. meeting another friend?
Bo Katan, it is Din Djarin.
When I returned without the Darksaber, my forces melted away,
You're all by
Where is the
yourself?
stolen fleet?
making their way through the galaxy as mercenaries. Do you still have the saber?
I do.
Then you lead them. Wave that thing around.
What about the position?
Your cult gave up on Mandalore long before the purge. Where were you then? Go home. There's nothing left.
But where is for you
I'm
guys?
going to Mandalore, so that I may bathe in the living waters and be forgiven for my transgressions.
If you want to go to the mines, be my guest. Goodbye, Din Djarin.
You're gonna see each other again. Okay. I'm thinking, I'm a little surprised by this first episode. Clearly, this entire first episode is an introduction to the season. To put the context, okay, Grogu is back with Mando. The fact that now he wants to do that, he wants to go to Mandalore, that's so important for him to have his redemption, that's the only thing that counts for him. He's not gonna accept that proposition, by an old friend. He's not gonna give up because Bo Katan is not, powerful now, can't help him, like really, okay, that's really what he wants to do, what he's gonna do, that's gonna be his main purpose, at least for the first half of the season. This entire episode was about that. Did we need really this entire episode for that? Because truly, you can divide this episode in what? 4 scenes, 4 main scenes. The fight against the creature, the fight, with the pirates, the western situation, the ship fight, and that meeting with Bo Katan. That's really the 4 main scenes of this episode, and in fact, the 4 important ones, the 4 that we're only gonna remember. The first one, the fight against the creature, we're not gonna have any really consequence for that. We didn't have really any impact, feeling because of what was happening. Like, none of these characters was truly important, at least for now. It was just a good thing, for our guys to come and to be the heroes, during this moment. Okay. And that little thing with the fact that she's telling you, okay, let's do it. If you're gonna go on Mandalore, if you're gonna do that, maybe you're gonna have your redemption because this is the way. But clearly this first scene was not that important. The moment, against the pirates, why not? Because for me it's the most appropriate with the situation, with meeting the old friend, seeing how the town, is evolving, having that easy solution, easy path, you can have that easy life if you want, and the fact that he's saying no, I don't want that easy life. So all of that scene, that entire scene was great, and the fact that we have this little fight, it's the scene, which is going the most with the DNA of the show, with the western mood of this show. So that's the scene, that for me is the most appropriate. The ship fight, okay, it's cool, but like the creature fight, it feels more like they did Star Wars things than really they did a moment which is gonna be important into the future, which is gonna have consequences. Like, I'm not even sure that we're gonna meet these pirates again, and even if we're gonna meet them, into the future episode, are we really gonna consider them as enemies that we're gonna care about and all? No, not that much. Like, they are really there maybe to be a secondary or maybe a less than that quest, like for the season. Not that important. That meeting with Bo Katan was important for Mando, for what he's gonna do, how he's gonna do it, for the future, because we know her, we know her purpose now that Mando is gonna do that, like really to see where she's standing right now and all, and how she's gonna evolve also maybe into the future. That was important. So really, see, to me, half of this episode was not really important, and the other half of this episode would have been enough to do, you know, this first episode with that purpose of being an introduction for the season, being the introduction of what Mando is gonna do for at least the first half of the season, all of that redemption thing. So that's why I'm a little like that with this first episode, because it was cool. For sure that fight against the creature was cool. For sure that fight, you know, between these ships, that was cool. But it felt more like a fan service thing than really something for the show. I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. I don't know what to think of that, you know? To think about their intention behind that. We'll see, we'll see. And I'm surprised also by the recap that they made at the beginning of this episode. So at the beginning of this season 3, they made a recap about what happened during the season 2 of The Mandalorian, but they didn't do anything about what happened into the Book of Bobba Fett. And you know, the entire explanation about what happened to Grogu, why Grogu is back, why Grogu returned with Mando, because he chose Mando, because he renounced to other things. Like, truly for me, the fact that you made so many big things happening into another show that was already a little like that, but if you're not even putting that into the recap of the show, you know, between seasons so people can understand it, you're really saying to the viewers, you want to follow one Star Wars show? No, you can't. You have to follow all of them. I'm not sure that it's a good way to sell them. I don't know. See, I'm a little like that with that first episode, because I saw a lot of good things. For sure, I appreciated all of these scenes, you know, like they were cool, the music was cool, it was so cool to see our characters back, like Grogu is so sweet, like just to see his little face, to hear his little noises, to see him moving and all, just that I want to take him, I want to make him a big hug and all. And Mando, for sure, like I said during the intro, I want for this season for him to think more about himself and to choose a path, to choose a way, to choose something, to make a decision for his life, for his future. For me, it's truly the time now that they resolve the situation with Grogu. They have to focus the attention, you know, I'm saying the writers, they have to focus the attention on Mando, on his future. The name of this show, it's The Mandalorian, not Grogu and The Mandalorian. So, for me, this first episode is saying that, you know, that we're going into that direction for the rest of the season. But yes, I'm surprised because of how it was built. For the rest, you know, for the pictures and the music, I said it during the episode, I felt like it was brighter, more joyful, like more shiny, I don't know how to say it, than, you know, the last season. Or maybe it's because, you know, the last show that we had about Star Wars, it was Andor, and for sure Andor, it's such a realistic and a darker show that in comparison, you're gonna be like, everything else is brightful. But I really have the impression that this first episode, yes, was shinier, like brightful, all of the situations, not just because of the actions, you know, not because of all of the situations, because nothing really bad happened, but because really the colors and the lights on screen, it was shinier, like it was warm colors, and we had a lot of lights, you know, during all of these moments. When before that, you know, at the end of the season 2, we were really in dark situations, the picture was dark, like at some moments I had issues to see what was on screen and all, and same for the environmental musics. It was joyful when the main theme of The Mandalorian, you remember the main theme of The Mandalorian, is not that joyful, and we did not hear it at any point into this first episode. No, I don't have this impression. So see, it was a good episode, I appreciated it, but I don't know what to think about it. The direction that they are taking with the story, it's pleasing me. What they're gonna do with Mando and all, I think that it's what I said in intro, so it's cool. What happened during this episode was cool, but for me, not everything was necessary, and some moments felt a little like a fan service. Even if it was cool, even if it was great, even if I appreciated these moments, still it felt a little like a fan service thing. The pictures, the musics were good, truly, you know, it looks beautiful, and this universe, they know so well, you know, how to represent it, so it's so great. But it felt also different, like, really, how it was done, it felt different. So I'm a little like that, I don't know what to say else, you know. If you're asking me my opinion about this entire episode, I'm gonna tell you, I loved it, that was cool to see them again. The season that they are building with this first episode is cool because truly they are introducing the whole season with this first episode, so that's gonna be cool what they are preparing. How they're gonna do it, it's gonna be cool because it's good pictures, we love this casting and all, so it's gonna be cool. But it's more the question, you know, of how they are doing it. It's not like I have some doubts, it's more like I'm surprised. I don't know. Tell me, what did you think about this first episode? I'm interested, you know, to have your opinion about it. Did you feel the same, you know, than me? Oh, and truly, the Star Wars shows, each one of them, maybe not Andor. I think that Andor was the only one with which I did not have this issue. But Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Book of Bobba Fett, the Mandalorian, all of the seasons of the Mandalorian, each time I have an issue with the mixing of the sound. I don't know if it's an issue with my television, but I don't have any issue for any other show. It's really just with the Star Wars shows that I have an issue. Maybe they are made only for big televisions with, you know, for really high-tech televisions and stuff like that. But come on, not all of your fans, they have high-tech televisions with a sound system which is so big and all. Like, no, clearly I have my television, it's a good one, it's not a really old one, you know, so I should watch your show without being like that during all of the episode. It's a little annoying, to be totally honest with you, it's a little annoying because I think that I took it at least 5 times during this episode, and each time, you know, it's taking me a little out, you know, of the moment. And again, for me, you can't say to your viewers, to your fans, if you want to watch our shows into good conditions, you have to have a good television and a good sound system. Like, no, you have to make things so everyone can have your shows, you know, into good conditions. Do you understand what I mean? It's not like that, but it's functioning. It was just a little note, like, it's not because of that I'm gonna have bad feelings, you know, about this first episode or about these shows. Like, it never really stopped me to love that much The Mandalorian or Obi-Wan or other shows like that. But still, you know, about how they think of their shows, it shows stuff, if you can understand what I mean. Like, but yes, tell me what did you think about this first episode? Me, I think that you understood, I truly loved it. That's it, we're back. That was a good introduction for this entire season. Please do not make too many fan service scenes, because right there it's okay. It's the first episode, we're back, so it's great to have that kind of moments. But if you're making it each time, I'm not gonna appreciate it. Careful. Okay, so it's all for me and for you for today. So it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Crazy.